Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is William Hindman, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job or they don't. This one here, guys, is from Dave Bisbee with Channel 15 News, and this is about the Brady report and how a broken system is not doing what it's supposed to do, and people are going to prison for it because it doesn't work. Another government entity that doesn't work. Oh, gee, I am shocked and surprised. Tell me it's not so. So, guys, let's check this out real quick. We'll do some more talking afterwards. If you would, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like and share. Hit the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing. And leave me a comment if you would, please. I'd appreciate it very much. And, yeah, here we go. Let's check this out, shall we?
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
With a quick vote, Phoenix City Council ending a major lawsuit, a $650,000 settlement now going to Frances Salazar. She's a grandmother who spent nearly 2 years in prison, wrongfully convicted because police hid their officers' history of lying.
I mean, what they did to me is wrong, period, all the way around.
Our mission is to stand for what's right, no matter the pressure or the pushback or how long it takes.
It's why Chief Investigator Dave Biscobine spent the past 4 years covering what happened to Frances. And Dave's here now with the kind of reporting you're only going to see right here on ABC 15.
Now, a lot of time has passed since this case began, but it's important to know how we got here, because it ended up being about so much more than just one case or just one officer. It helped expose Arizona's broken Brady list system. It put the police chief under oath. It exposed Phoenix PD had no clue or care about a basic constitutional right. And it exposed how hard the city would fight to defend an officer with a history of lies and sex assault allegations.
It was devastating. It was worse than a nightmare. I mean,
it was August 2020, our first report on Frances Salazar and her case.
it's hard to put it to words.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you are about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth.
Frances spent 22 months in prison for alleged drug possession. The conviction based solely on the testimony of Officer Anthony Armour. There was no video, no pictures, no drug tests, or any physical evidence.
You have an officer who got on the stand. That's it. End of inquiry.
After 2 years, a judge tossed Frances's conviction. The court found out Armour was a documented liar, and before Frances's trial, Phoenix PD did not disclose that he falsely arrested a different woman and lied about the circumstances. We aired Frances's story as part of a larger ABC 15 investigation.
Dave Biscobine continues full disclosure, his year-long investigation exposing Arizona's broken Brady system.
The Brady list is supposed to track officers with a history of lies, crimes, and other integrity concerns. It gets its name from the 1963 case, Brady v. Maryland. The Supreme Court ruled negative information like that needs to be disclosed in criminal cases. But because it wasn't in cases like Frances's, we decided to compile and publish the first ever statewide Brady list. And we've been updating it ever since. It's now got more than 1,800 names.
Confirming deeply disturbing new details about that officer, Anthony Armour. He's been accused of sexual assault multiple times.
After reporting on Frances's case, we quickly discovered a lot more about that officer's past. 2 women, including a fellow cop, say he sexually assaulted them, but Phoenix cleared Armour each time. Now, our reporting put a lot of pressure on Phoenix PD, and it led to an interview with then Police Chief Jerry Williams.
And attorneys say how the chief did respond shows she has, quote, no idea about how the Brady system works.
We found that it was, as of last year, about between 100 and 110 active Phoenix officers were on the Brady list. How do you feel about that?
I feel that that's a process that's been set up to make sure that the Maricopa County Attorney's Office and the prosecutors can engage in asking people questions during the voir dire process.
Voir dire has nothing to do with Brady. It's jury selection.
Tonight, it's the Phoenix Police Chief like you've never seen her before, on camera and under oath.
Chief Williams was deposed because of Frances's lawsuit. We got a copy of the tape.
Williams, do you know anything about my client, Frances Salazar?
Do I know anything about who and who?
And whether she actually knew about Francis or not, her lawsuit forced the chief to answer questions about our reporting and why she didn't know how the Brady list worked.
I indicated to you before I misspoke when I talked to ABC 15. I should have left that to NCAO.
As chief of police, are you expected to have a working knowledge of Brady?
The chief of police, I'm not to be the subject matter expert on Brady lists.
The evidence turned over in Francis's lawsuit also proved that Phoenix routinely sat on officers' misconduct files, the city waiting 200 days on average before submitting names for the Brady list.
They came to you and said, Chief Williams, it's taking on average 200 days for a Brady report that's finalized to get to NCAO. What would you say to that?
Objection assumes facts not in evidence, speculation, foundation, debate.
And during our reporting, we also learned the Department of Justice looked into Francis's case as part of their ongoing investigation into Phoenix PD.
I don't want this to happen to anybody else. I want there to be some kind of change.
A few more things to point out. Officer Armour is now retired. He left under a confidential disability claim and is collecting a pension. And as we were reporting on this case, Phoenix also tried to subpoena our raw reporting. We argued in court the city's subpoena was clearly retaliation, an attempt to scare away victims and sources from speaking to us. And in the end, Phoenix lost, wasting more of your taxpayer dollars in the process. I'm investigator Dave Biscobing, ABC 15.
Yeah, they lied. Imagine that. An officer lie, sexually assault, abuse, misconduct, and then they covered up. Not in Phoenix, man. This is a Wild West, people. Oh gosh, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Yep, we're doing it. Number 1, violation of oath of office should be a felony, not a misdemeanor, not a slap on the wrist. A felony. Okay? Can't be changed. Has to be a felony. If an officer charges you with an arrest for disorderly conduct, getting in their way of their whatever you call that, doing their job, which is basically attempt to cop, basically. If the DA decides not to charge it or dismisses it, it goes back on the cop. Now, why do we want to do this? Because the cops are using us, the arrests on us, to get promotions. I can't believe it. Incredible. So, now, if we want to get those changed and want them to become law, I'm going to need everybody's help. I mean, you got to get a hold of your congressmen, your senators, your legislators, governors, city council members, and mayors, and tell them you want to change. I would suggest talking to the police chiefs and sheriffs, but that is a crapshoot, because if they're not any good, if they're scumbags, they're not going to listen to you anyway, because they don't want to change. They want it to stay as is, because that way they can abuse their power and do whatever they want to, because they're sovereign citizens. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Leave comments down below, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.